Hello, guys, and welcome back. I am Joe. If you're new to the channel, nice to meet you. Hello, how you doing? Now, going along with what I was talking about in my last video, I want to talk about conversations. All right, and that ties in with communication and people's either lack or really good social, communication skills. All right. Now, I've come across in the recent past couple of years a lot of people that lack you know, conversation skills. I almost said communication, which it's not generally wrong because the two go hand in hand. Um, but what I mean by conversation skills is they don't fully engage in the conversation. Like, don't get me wrong, I've been there where I'm just like, yeah, I'm just listening to the person talk and talk because I have nothing really either one, I don't have nothing to add to the conversation, or I just plain simply don't give a shit about the conversation. But that is neither here nor there, and that's a topic by topic basis. Not that I won't chime in or I won't answer or I'm not listening, but I do. I mean, I can think about nothing and still listen to another person speak about nothing, about anything. It's just one of those multitasking skills I've picked up along the years of things. But I want to talk about, with social media and stuff like that. All right, I've come across in the past couple of years, like I was saying before, I took took the vape. Is that I'm finding more and more people are lacking in conversational skills, like listening for one, engaging for another, and outright and just like instead of being up in front and saying, "Hey, I don't want to talk with you," and then this one goes with communication. You know, just the general overall lack of communication. Period. See, now I find it kind of huge, because I like to talk to people. I don't like big crowds of people, but I like talking to individuals because I like to broaden my horizons and meet new people. And I find it hard nowadays because it's it's hard to find somebody that's willing to engage in conversation. Hear what I have to say and add to it. You know, and add not only hear what I have to say but add to the conversation, have topics to talk about, questions that they want to know, things that they want to discuss, you know just as much as I do, just to engage in the conversation. I've had conversations that I've literally spanned the years I've known a person because it's like literally never ending conversation. And to me, that's really great. I love that type of stuff. It's how I get to know a person, is having those open-ended conversations. And I'm finding that people are lacking in that. Not only that, but they lack the drive to actually have conversations, which is really surprising to me because I hear so much about how lonely people are, just in the small world I'm in, and the the minute number of, which is great to me, but it on a world scale it's kind of small. People I come into contact with, I hear them talk about how lonely they are, how much they would love to talk to people, have conversations. But the sad truth is those very same people I'm finding out they don't want that. They want somebody to talk at them. And that's not a conversation. To me, that is literally the worst thing you can do to another human. One of the one of the worst things when it comes to actually, you know, actually doing that. When with that, you get what I mean. I don't mean in the broad spectrum of everything. It's the worst thing you can do to a human being because, like, I could think of a lot of things that are far worse than that. But however, to a good person, a good conversation could mean a whole lot. And like, there are good people that will go and try to talk to those people that are saying, hey, I want a good conversation. I'm lonely, you know, and they don't, either one, they don't respond back, or when they do, it's only because the person is talking at them, asking questions about them, and the only way they're engaging in the conversation is answering the questions. So it just ends up becoming a one-sided conversation. All right, and then they'll be like, "Oh," and then they'll hear like, "Oh, I like you talking to me." And like, I've heard that many and numerous of times. I like you I like you talking to me. And what they really mean is they like me talking at them and only asking about them, and that doesn't make a conversation for one. All right, and then let's move on to, like, we can go on that subject all day, but let's move on to, you know why, when someone says they like to talk to you and stuff like that. you know I find when someone says that, but but more times than not, I'm coming to find out they won't actually pursue the conversation themselves. They won't interact with you first. They'll wait for you, and that is complete and utter bullshit in my opinion. And excuse my French, but there's no other way to do that, because if you're going to want to talk to somebody, I feel that it should be, you should also have the drive to go and pursue the interaction with that person, and not solely wait until that other person um, interacts with you. Now, one of the biggest misconceptions is like, and I hear this as an excuse of why people don't do that, is because they're busy. But to me, that just means you're assuming that I'm not busy, and it's really kind of frustrating and irritating when someone sounds like they're making that assumption about you just because you message them and you're pursuing that conversation. And it's like, that's literally not it. It's because even though I was busy, I found the time to still want to communicate and have a conversation with you, even no matter how busy I am. Because, there's times during being busy that I can, either message or have a phone call. I mean, or set up a meeting, set up a time and place to have a get together. It's astounding that people will make that assumption. Like, oh, I'm busy. Well, so am I, but I still wanted to have that conversation with you. Or like, you are always at their beck and call. Like, that's another thing with conversations. I fucking hate. Sorry for the F word. I'm trying not to cuss, but that is harder than. It's easier said than done, alright? I mean, outside from all this, I cuss like a sailor, alright? But it really is irritating with no astounding, because it's like, yeah, I'm busy as well, but I still want to make time for you. And ultimately, we're missing that as a society and a group of people, is making time and always making excuses not to have those interactions, having those conversations. And in today's society, not today's society, today's day and age, there is no excuse for that. Like, literally, when was the last time you met a person that didn't have a cell phone? on them. I'm not gonna lie. At one point, I was one said people. Like, you literally could have gotten a hold of me through smoke signals. It's about it. But still, like, I had a house phone, and I gave that number out. Read avail. I gave that number out when I was interested in somebody, and I wanted them to get a hold of me. And they're asking, "How can I get a hold of you? How, aside from the internet and in person?" Well, I'd give them my landline number. Still have it. Um, but that even when I got cell phone and internet was widely accessible and social media was widely accessible, I'm still finding that I love conversation more than a post. A post just gives me topics to talk about, to be honest. But I'd rather much have more an in-depth conversation about it in private messages than over comments a lot of times, because sometimes not everybody needs to be all up in that because some of those can be kind of intimate. And not in the intimate way, but like they can lead to things that should only be said in private. But I'm just finding out that, it's becoming a lot harder. And I'm just like, oh, this is kind of a pain. Especially being a single dude, and like being single it has a little bit to do with it. A little bit, alright? But it's given a whole new perspective on it all. Because it's like, I see all these people not being single or coming out of being single, and I'm like, what magical shit did you pull in order for them to pursue a conversation with you? Because how you do it? Like, please teach me how to do this, because I'm just trying to, like, even with just trying to get friends, like, how do you do it? But anyways, I'll stop rambling there. If there's more, please comment down below if you have another topic or whatever. If you want me to keep going because there's a point I missed, or you feel that I missed and you want to hear my point of view on it in a video or whatever, please comment that down below. And I know this was more of a rant than anything else, but I just hope people will understand, because there's plenty of people like me that I know I was doing an outro. Well, yeah, I know. I'm just hoping that, I'm not the only one that has dealt with this, and I want other people to know that there are us out there that do have those conversational skills, that do want to have those conversations, that, you're not alone. That's what this is, along with, kind of like, what the hell is going on? Like, what magical voodoo are some of these people pulling that, But, I'll see y'all in the next video. And if you guys, I know I'm repeating myself on this one, but I'm, I just want to make this clear. If you do have a topic that you want to hear my opinion on and stuff like that, I'll do a video of it on, and I'll toss it up. So please comment down below, and I'll see y'all in the next video.